So this month for Swing of the Month, I want to say a big congratulations to Chris Litke. He's done a great job with his swing, and this is quite a common swing I see, or particularly with how the legs move in Chris's swing, which has really made the biggest difference and some great changes. So this is quite a common setup position that Chris is here on his left, his original swing, with the pelvis. Now I see this quite a lot where people's kind of legs and the pelvis are just too far kind of positioned back and almost pointing to the left, or what we call open. So this really kind of prevents people from moving or from you swinging correctly on the backswing here. So what we'll see is that Chris's legs and his pelvis really are kind of almost blocked or can't really move the correct way. So we'll see kind of that right leg bending, the right side of his hip lifting a lot, and the gap in the legs almost getting bigger. So it gives Chris essentially a lift rather than any kind of turn or coil or depth with his pelvis. So from here, obviously it's quite difficult to swing down the correct way, get a lot of power, and the best possible impact really. So really for us, we've spent time working on the setup for Chris, and then obviously the legs here are positioned very differently to the original one. His legs hang or are positioned different at the beginning here, and then we've spent time just working his legs and his knees more the correct way. So we're certainly not the finished article yet, but Chris is hitting the ball much better, and the whole movement is far easier and simpler for him here. So we can see quite a big difference in what his legs and his pelvis are doing. So there's no lift, he's got more turn and coil, and the whole thing's just in a better position. So as we look at Chris's old swing on the left, he's going to have to kind of dip into it, and you get this kind of scooping effect, and we can see both of his feet are still off the ground. So now his new swing, he can actually move forward more laterally through the shot, which will generate more power, a better hitting position. And we can see at strike he's looking very different with his arms, his body here, and then as Chris comes through, and the follow through is so different. He's turning and pivoting in a far better way. So this is all done by the positioning of the legs at the start, and then just re-educating how the pelvis needs to move, so that kind of left side of the pelvis or leg comes forward more and the right one goes back. So this is certainly something for you to consider in your swing, maybe if your legs or your turn or your pivot isn't working as you like. So as we look at what this leg movement or this better movement has caused with Chris's club path, direction and plane, as Chris makes it to the top of the swing on his old swing, again we can see what the legs are doing, we can see the feet lifting here. Now all this results in Chris having to come down steeper with the shaft, which we wouldn't really ideally want, and the path of the club head is going to travel too much to the left through the strike here. So this obviously produces slices or pulls for Chris, and he doesn't hit the ball, or he didn't hit the ball as far as he wanted to. So now when we compare this to Chris's new backswing position, we see a much stronger position, feet are on the ground, his legs have moved in a far better way, and obviously this is a much stronger position to start the downswing from. So now when we look at how the club starts to come into the ball, we'll see a very different pattern with the lines and where the club's coming from. So the club's now actually coming in a much shallower position with the shaft, and the club head is actually travelling slightly in to out and giving Chris little draws. So that's the polar opposite of his original one. And again, this is all just done through the positioning of his legs, his pelvis, and how they're moving throughout the swing. So congratulations Chris, some fantastic results, and then maybe something for you to consider if your legs and your pivot aren't working as well as you'd like in your swing.